ड्रामा थ्रिलर, वाओ, ऐसे सब्जेक्ट पे काम करना, ओ आई एम सो लकी. एंड RGV sir, again challenging character. Thank you so much because RGV sir project means always challenge, challenge, challenge. And previous project always challenge, but Dhahanam, the big challenge. And Agastya Manju sir. Manju sir, I think मैं उनके साथ बहुत काम कर चुकी हूँ. ब्यूटीफुल, राइट, धानम. डायरेक्टर आई थिंक क्या बोलूँ मैं आपके बारे में, कम बोल सकती हूँ बिकॉज वो एक वेरी नेचुरल लोकेशन, ऐसे जगह पे रियलिस्टिक उनको पसंद है. देन इसकी वजह से आई थिंक परफॉर्मेंस बहुत अच्छा होता है. एंड थैंक यू सो मच अभिषेक,
Thank you, thank you.
बिकॉज अभिषेक मुझे बहुत सपोर्ट किया है, उसके लिए थैंक यू.
थैंक यू मैम. मुझे लगता है हम सभी एक्टरों ने एक दूसरे को बहुत सपोर्ट किया है, सो इट्स अ
Yeah.
टीम वर्क.
Yes,
सो थैंक यू.
thank you. So MX Player मेरा फेवरेट एक ऐप है बिकॉज यूट्यूब के बाद ये ऐसा एक ऐप है बिकॉज फ्री ऐप है. यहाँ पे इतने अच्छे अच्छे सब्जेक्ट, ऐसे प्रोजेक्ट आपको फ्री में देखने मिलता है. एंड दहनम जैसे प्रोजेक्ट आई थिंक MX प्लेयर में ही पॉसिबल है. सो थैंक यू सो मच MX प्लेयर टीम और सबको, थैंक यू सो मच. फाइनली मेरा कैरेक्टर एक विलेज गर्ल, वेरी इनोसेंट गर्ल, उसके फैमिली, हैप्पी फैमिली, इनोसेंट फैमिली, सडनली उसके फैमिली के ऑल मेंबर्स को मार देता है. देन उसके बाद वो लड़की नक्सलाइट बन जाता है. फिर उसके बाद उसका लाइफ का चेंज, उसके बाद क्या होता है वही है मेरा कैरेक्टर का दहनम पे देखने मिलेगा. थैंक यू सो मच ऑल टीम को, थैंक यू MX प्लेयर को कि दहनम जैसे सब्जेक्ट पे मैंने कैरेक्टर प्ले किया है. आई थिंक आई एम सो लकी एंड वेरी गुड सीरीज एक्चुअली, बिकॉज मैंने फर्स्ट टाइम जब मैंने देखा था, फर्स्ट टाइम मैंने अपने करियर में मैंने क्राई किया था. आई थिंक मैंने कोई और प्रोजेक्ट में इतना क्राई नहीं किया. सो मेरे लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है दहनम. थैंक यू. एंड 14 अप्रैल रिलीज MX प्लेयर में दहनम. थैंक यू.
मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि दैट नाउ वी ऑल आर हेयर. आई थिंक द बिगेस्ट क्रेडिट गोज टू रामू सर एंड मंजू सर टू क्रिएट दिस प्रोजेक्ट, टू मेक इट हैपन फॉर अस. And most importantly, like we are sitting in AC right now, we are enjoying, bragging about ourselves or saying everything, we are praising everything. But the real hard work, I think the whole team, the spot boys, the makeup team, the camera team, my direction team, I think 40-45 degree temperature, sir. Huh? It was very hot, boiling hot. So I remember all of us shooting there, and some of the DOPs are literally like, they're taking the shot like this. If they'll fall, they'll die. And I was like so worried about it. So the biggest credit goes to all of them. Yeah, my character name is Hari, and the story is all about revenge, and more than revenge, it's about taking a stand for what is right. You know, एक किसी इंसान को जिम्मेदारी लेनी पड़ती है बुरे से लड़ने के लिए, आपको बुरा बनना पड़ता है. एक इंसान को अपना सब कुछ खोना पड़ता है, अपनी सच्चाई खोनी पड़ती है. आई थिंक इट्स अबाउट दैट. सो थैंक यू एवरीवन. आई थैंक यू माय टीम जो यहाँ नहीं है, और सर आप सब लोगों को, एंड गिविंग मी दिस अपॉर्चुनिटी. इन्होंने ऑडिशन नहीं लिया मेरा, दे जस्ट कॉल्ड मी, दे सेड वी हैव फेथ ऑन यू, यू जस्ट कम एंड यू परफॉर्म, एंड समहाउ द मैजिक हैपेंड, एंड नाउ इट्स इन फ्रंट ऑफ यू. And thank you MX Player for giving us the platform, platform to showcase our talent and our subject. And मुझे उम्मीद है कि future में भी you will keep the same faith on us, sir, है ना? So thank you very much MX team, thank you very much Ramu sir, thank you all of you. Okay, lots of love.
So namaskaram, namaste, allow naro. So सबसे पहले मैं थैंक यू बोलना चाहूँगा आरजीवी सर को. ही इज़ लाइक गॉड फादर फॉर मी. कंडीशंस में काम किया है, लेकिन एक दिन भी एक समय ऐसा नहीं आया कि कुछ भी ऐसा कुछ हुआ हो कि थोड़ा लाइक हैक्टिक की वजह से या कहीं भी, मतलब वो कूलनेस जो थी हमारे सेट पे वो हमेशा कायम बनी रही. और बहुत मज़ा आया हमें उस पूरी टीम के साथ काम करके. हमारे पूरा सपोर्ट जो था, पूरी टीम का सपोर्ट जो था वो बहुत ही काबिल तारीफ था. और मैं थैंक यू बोलना चाहूँगा एमएक्स टीम को. थैंक यू सो मच एमएक्स टीम. और इट्स रिलीजिंग ऑन 14th, सो आई एम वेरी एक्साइटेड फॉर दिस प्रोजेक्ट. नाउ मैं अपने कैरेक्टर के बारे में अगर बताना चाहूँ तो जैसा कि आपने एवीज में देखा, ट्रेलर में देखा है कि ये कैरेक्टर बहुत ही ब्रूटल है, बहुत ही क्रूअल है. और मैं उम्मीद करूँगा कि इस कैरेक्टर को आप सभी लोग पसंद करेंगे, ये लोगों को बहुत पसंद आएगा. सो दैट्स इट. थैंक यू सो मच एवरीवन. थैंक्स अ लॉट.
In front of your office, I was just standing over there, because I got to know that you go and be there. He will pick you. He respect talent. He will pick people and give them opportunities. Call to the office and ask, "How are you? What you have done so far." So it was my dream to work with him. And one fine day, two ADs came to my room running, and they said, "Sir, boss want to talk to you." So I thought the Manju sir wants to talk to me, but then they no sir, boss. I said, oh, okay. Then RGV sir spoke to me, and it was my dream to work with him, and I'm very glad and very happy, sir, for this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Want to say thanks to all actors, like which is I didn't provide anything, but you took a character and you people played very well. So thank you everyone, sir. That's it. Thanks to MS Players.
Thank you so much, sir. Last but not
See, everyone knows my kind of love crime dramas. Okay, in fact, someone suggested that if you didn't become a director, you would probably become a criminal. But that's not true, because see, I think I consider myself a naturalist who studies criminals, so that to adapt them to a story of a certain thing. So I think the greatness about a series compared to a film is the series will give you a longer time to explore the characters and explore the story in terms of its progression, in terms of it makes it much more realistic, the experience, instead of having a 2-hour structure of a feature film. That's what excited me. So when I first narrated the story of Dhahanam to MX, the creative heads, so Karan and Mansi Shivas and Parag, obviously they are excited. I mean, though it is kind of based loosely on events and things which happened at various times, but eventually revenge stories at the end of the day more or less will have a same trajectory. The characters will change, the regions will change, and probably the incidents will change, but more or less the soul or the backbone, I think, would be intact, which is what so Dhahanam, I would like to believe, is probably first of its kind in terms of telling a story of revenge. I mean, it is about crime, no doubt, but crime is a legal word, But many times crime can come out of a certain moral and a kind of an unjust, because if you're fighting the establishment, it's called a crime, But if the fighting against the establishment is for a just cause, so there the line gets blurred, whether it's a crime or a necessity or a fight for something what you believe in. So to that extent, I think all the characters in Dhahanam are very grey in their nature. So you really can't say who's bad and who's good, because all of them have their own very valid reasons, which is what I think realistic film should be about. The script or the director or the writer cannot take sides with the characters, calling someone good or someone bad. That's my whole point. So now coming to the actors, literally, so because obviously because of the COVID situations, lots of times things had to change in the last minute because of availability and some shutdowns happening of various places where the shooting was intended to take place. But see, I have an excellent tuning with Manju, because Manju and we've been working with each other for a very long time. So he's got a certain uncanny sense of understanding what exactly I want, and many times he probably does something else, what I didn't think, but invariably it will be better. So I thought for a series like Dhahanam, he's the most perfect choice because he knows the region where the shoot took place very well, because he belongs to that, and about the locations or about the body language and the ambience which is required for a film, for a series like this to be created. And on that tuning, I remember first when there was a certain time when he sent me Abhishek 7 or 8 pictures on WhatsApp as a possible choice for the role of what he's playing. And I just saw the first picture and I sent a message taken. I didn't even see the other 7 pictures because, because the point is you will see in one picture what is supposed to be seen. It is not like you have to have a huge this thing. And he's done a fantastic job, like you can already see a sense of that in the trailer. And Abhilash, I believe, is one of the most strongest screen presence I've seen on screen, apart from what else we worked with him, and also the pictures he normally takes, and when I first got them from a casting director, and and he looks really menacing on screen, and in real life he's such a sweetheart, so I don't know whether he acts and he keeps that hidden. So you can't look like a villain like that and you be so nice in real life. So there is some problem there. I don't know who the real guy is, And coming to Naina, she's so versatile. She can just change her look and her performance almost like a chameleon in terms of, I can do a double take thinking, is she the same girl who's in that film and this film? So they look like completely different people, yeah. And but like Abhishek mentioned, so they went through a grueling time. There was Manju or Naina, all the other actors, Abhishek, Abhilash, shooting in the heat and constantly going through the COVID protocols because it needed a lot of crowds and very unsafe atmosphere, but we were compelled to shoot it in a certain that time period. Yeah, and I want to thank all of you and for what you have done, and I want to thank MX because they had the vision and the sensibility to understand the creative potential and the potential of making a series like this in the thing. So I think the collaboration with MX team, I really treasured it, and I would like to continue as much as we both can to do more interesting projects in the future. So I just want to sum up Dhahanam in just one line. Where violence ends, Dhahanam begins. So this for me is a line in terms of, an upper limit of violence, but not just for the sake of violence, but it's coming from a very, very strong emotional backup. Thank you.
So my question is, sir, you have mentioned that the story is all about taking stand against what is wrong.
Yeah.
So can we expect a message-oriented kind of theme in this movie?
I mean, honestly speaking, I'm not very sure, and that I subscribe to the fact that the purpose of any kind of a film or a series in this context is to give a message. It is to show exactly what happened. Like, for example, interestingly, you asked when, in the beginning of the trailer, an eye for an eye will succeed in making whole world blind, said by Mahatma Gandhi, because he believes in non-violence. He believes in the constructive structure instead of going after, and the revenge always goes in a circle. At the same time, something as Mahabharata, which you look up to, so revenge is the purest emotion, because the point is to generalize what one should feel. I think it's very when you're not in the shoes of the person who is experiencing it, I think it's very easy. So the two extreme contradictions why I deliberately quoted was because of it. So to answer that question, message, I definitely don't think is there, because I think the success of the series when you're watching will be, if you feel that if I was in this character's position at that time, what would I have done? Then if you disconnect to the character, that is what the failing of a story is. Yeah.
In crime thriller. And so do you think that your role and you have got the equal importance just like the male actors in this movie? I mean, in this series?
Yes, yes, because my character is very powerful character and very challenging character. So all character, all Dhahanam character, very important and very challenging character. And the surprise ke all are boys, are I think 2 girls, 1 girl. So that's why और ज़्यादा challenging character, because all actor very strong and very good actor. So मेरे लिए बहुत challenging था
So you have
इनके साथ
given-
I mean acting करना भी.
So you have given equal competition to
I
them.
just want to add a little thing to that. If you know, I mean, she's playing a Naxalite in the film, set in those times. And in Naxalites, everyone knows women are the most dangerous, because they actually, I mean, maybe it's because of it's a woman, you get more shocked with the violence they perpetuate. And I also believe technically women are more stronger in mind. And so once they're put in a situation like that, they become even more powerful than men.
There were many crime thrillers even before. So how do you differentiate this particular series different from others? How would you mention 2 most important points that would attract the audiences?
I think itself, the whole plot is very attractive for the audience. It's what we are watching right now on any platform, you know. It's way different than this. This is one of a kind, if you say. And Ramu sir said that it's his own genre and flavor. And after a very long time, you know, we're gonna witness that on MX Player, and that itself is a very big thing. And another reason, if you ask me, what makes it very different, see, it's I think you go and watch Mirzapur or you watch anything. Sorry, I'm not comparing anything with anything, but it has a completely different flavor in terms of culture, the background, the authenticity. Like it's completely different. So I personally find it very, very interesting in all set of actors and the way of shooting and the dialogue. So it's a very interesting thing, you know. And because I know the story, I shot it. So I guarantee you, like when you'll watch it, you will go crazy. You will enjoy it for sure. Okay.
For one point, because at these days, अगर मैं आपको बताना चाहूँगा, और है भी ऐसा फिलहाल में, क्योंकि MX प्लेयर आज की डेट में एक टॉप मोस्ट OTT में शुमार है, और उसका जो कंटेंट अभी आ रहा है, अगर आप देखेंगे, तो अभी चाहे वो फिर आपका आश्रम हो, आपका भोकाल हो, या फिर आपका कैंपस डायरीज हो, क्योंकि ये सब्जेक्ट और ये स्टोरी बहुत दमदार है। और उसके साथ साथ अभी जो MX प्लेयर आज की डेट में जिस तरीके से वो टॉप पे चला हुआ है उसके कंटेंट को लेकर, तो ये दोनों ही पॉइंट बहुत ही ज़बरदस्त हैं, और ये ऑडियंस को अपनी तरफ आकर्षित करेंगे ही करेंगे। क्या होता है कि एक न्यू कमर के लिए, एक एक्टर के लिए एक सपना होता है RGV सर के साथ काम करना, और हर एक एक्टर एक सपना लेके आता है। हम भी वही सपना लेके बड़े हुए हैं, हमने सर की मूवीज़ देखी हैं, और एक सपना था कि नहीं सर के साथ काम करना है। और जब फर्स्ट टाइम मुझे ब्रेक मिला, सर के साथ काम करने का मौका मुझे मिला, तो आई वॉज लाइक यार, मतलब कहीं सपना तो नहीं देख रहा हूँ मैं। तो इट वॉज लाइक दैट। ओनली। और जब मुझे सर के साथ डी कंपनी में मैंने काम किया तो ही सच ए जीनियस पर्सन। मैं मतलब कितना भी बोलूँ उनके लिए वो सब कुछ कम है। और ये ऊपर वाले का आशीर्वाद है कि मैंने डी कंपनी के बाद अभी फिर दहानम सर के साथ किया है। सो इट्स वेरी नाइस वर्किंग विद हिम।
I think that's a very wrong question to ask in the context of Dhahanam. Because on one side I'm talking about crime and thriller, whatever revenge dramas, and you suddenly are pulling me to romantic series. I mean, honestly, I'm maybe I could be wrong, but I somehow don't believe that romance will work as a series as much as it works in a feature film. At least it didn't come to my notice I saw anything like that. And also, I'm not sure I'm any more interested in just isolating unless it is also coupled with something else. I mean, romance in a revenge series I would like, romance in a horror I would like, romance in another kind of a thing, but purely romance I don't think I'll do something like that.
It's getting dubbed in Tamil, Telugu, other languages.
Yeah.
So is it a tough part for you, like, not for you, like for getting their voices done and everything?
Yeah. Not really. See, today's times, I think the so-called emphasis on dubbing, I don't think is any more valid. In feature films itself, like a film made in Telugu is being dubbed and released in Hindi and doing extraordinary business like a Bahubali or a Triple R or a Pushpa. So I think world over it was always happening. So I think which language you shoot it is more about the region and about convenience of the actors and certain things like that. But once the content is there, I think it becomes universal because if we see the story of Narcos, which is shot in Colombia, which is shot in Spanish language, and with subtitles or dubbing that's seen all over the world. So I think the context of dubbing itself, I think, is invalid in today's times. ఏ కేటగిరీ
అంటే ఏజ్ లిమిట్ ఏమైనా ఉంటుందా, లేకపోతే అందరూ చూసేలా ఉంటుందా?
See, age limit is in two contexts. One is on a legal aspect, whether there will be obviously a disclaimer depending on the content which every platform carries, which I'm sure MX does. But I would like to believe that any very realistic setting, I think I cannot believe that at certain age will see more than that. I think it's more of a sensibility. Some people might not, there's no doubt Dhahanam is a very violent series. So like the person who's asking me for romance series, she might not see it. Am I right?
Yes.
I'm asking her. You ask me. I don't know. Yeah. So I'm saying, he said, who will see Dhahanam? Maybe the person expecting romance might not see Dhahanam, I said. That she'll have to clarify. But having said that, I think it's ultimately a question of how engaging it is and how people will recommend once they watch. I think it amounts to that.
ఆర్ అంటే రక్తం తప్పకుండా ఉంటుంది, జీ అంటే గన్ ఉంటుంది, వి అంటే విడదీయరాని బంధం ఉంటుంది ఆర్జీవి గారికి. ఇవి లేకుండా నెక్స్ట్ మేము ఇంకేమైనా చూడొచ్చా? అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ క్లీన్గా ఒక శివ లాంటిది అట్లా.
శివ ఎందుకు? శివలో సైకిల్ చైన్లు హాకీ సీట్ ఉంది అక్కడ కూడా ఉంది.
ఓకే, అంటే ఫ్యూచర్లో మేము ఇంకా ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయొచ్చా? ఇప్పుడు ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఈ సిరీస్ తర్వాత ఇంకేమైనా ఎక్స్పెక్ట్ చేయొచ్చా ఎంఎక్స్ ప్లేయర్తో అనుబంధం అయ్యి? ఓ సూపర్ సార్, థ్యాంక్ యూ
సార్. ఇది వేర్ వైలెన్స్ ఎండ్స్ దహనం బిగిన్స్ అన్నారు, కొంచెం ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తారా?
అదే the reason I said that because every I mean we would have seen many violent films or violent dramas, you know, and when you think of a certain upper limit, this is how much it can go, you know. That doesn't mean the series is full of gore or blood. I don't mean that. What I'm saying is where the violence comes out of an intensity of the characters in the context of who's fighting, like the Naxalites fighting the establishment, to the family drama and the rivals with the jealousies and landlords and people or workers. So in the context of there's a multiple layered fights happening, violence happening in the context of Dhahanam, you know? So it looks like almost like the whole of the world is fighting with the whole of the world in the context of where Dhahanam is happening. You know, which is the reason I came up with that line.
So can I ask you, like, does OTT allow you, whereas the other medium didn't allow you to creativity more from you, to get more creative from you?
Yeah, 100%, because like I explained, the time it gives you to explore a character and explore a certain emotion, I feel it is impossible to do that in a feature film, because feature film you're all trained to think of an interval and a climax. Whereas in a OTT, because of the time you have, you don't need to hurry up and tell the story. To give an example, if I think Narcos is one of the greatest shows ever done in the world, and if you tell the story of Pablo Escobar in 2-hour film, is very different from telling the story in 2 seasons of almost 1 hour each episode. So I think it gives you a lot more freedom and a lot more creativity, and I think the subject matter will get into the people with more impact compared to a feature film.
Any more questions this side? Anyone?
How come everyone from the right is asking and no one from the left?
That's what, yeah. Anyone from the left side would like to ask any questions?
उन्हें कैसे decide किया ये नाम कैसे रखा?
Yeah, I think it's because Dhahanam, like you know, it is the burning. It is, I mean, when you use this word, because primarily the primary emotion which drives the film is revenge. So you always use this phrase sometimes, is burning with revenge. You know, whether the revenge has become like a fire, it is just from within, it is heating you up and burning you, you know. So I took it as a context of that, calling it Dhahanam. It's coming from the fire, the burn of revenge. Yeah.
तो नक्सल की समस्या तो पहले भी फिल्मों में, सीरीज में लगातार उठाई जा रही है. नक्सल एक अपने आप में वेब सीरीज भी आई है, तो यहाँ पे नक्सल की समस्या को और किस तरीके से एक्सप्लोर किया गया?
See, this is not about the problem of Naxalism. This is about a sect of people if there is a father who is probably a communist, a son who is a Naxalite, and somebody who is not really interested in that, wants to pursue something. And then there is another thing happening between the landlords and laborers, you know. And then some political guys trying to take advantage of that, and somewhere all of them get mixed up, and which creates a very internal guerrilla warfare battle, you know. So that is just one part of it. It's not about that. So it is because the protagonists, I mean, some of the characters, like the Naxalites, are related to others also. So it is a drama between them, of a relationship drama, which it is about.
मैंने फर्स्ट टाइम ऐसा कैरेक्टर तो मेरे लिए टफ था, बिकॉज मंजू सर सेट पे थे एंड उन्होंने मुझे वो टेक्निक सिखाए थे, सो कैसे पकड़ना है, कैसे स्टैंड. बट फर्स्ट डे मैं थोड़ी डर गई थी, क्योंकि मैंने ऐसा कैरेक्टर कभी ऐसा प्ले नहीं किया है. बट मंजू सर ने बहुत इजीली उन्होंने मुझे टेक्निक सिखाया, बिकॉज समथिंग अगर मैंने रॉन्ग कर दिया तो मुझे यहाँ पे चोट लग सकता है, मुझे यहाँ पे. तो उन्होंने वो टेक्निक मुझे ऑन द स्पॉट सिखाया. इसके पहले हम लोग का ट्रेनिंग नहीं हुआ था. तो जब कंटिन्यू शूटिंग स्टार्ट हुआ, देन मैं सच में गन पकड़ना स्टार्ट कर दिया, एंड वो सब टेक्निक ऑन द स्पॉट हुआ था.
Because she acted very big role, while in the trailer we can see that. Can you talk something about her?
I mean, I just want to add a little thing, because this actually has 2 seasons.
Okay.
Right now, what we are releasing is season 1. You know?
Okay.
So, in the context of not, wanting to diverge much, we want to rather keep some things holding back. You know, in terms of the length of the role is not the point, and what she's playing also is not the point. Yeah.
I want him to speak it out sometime. He's being very quiet.
Yeah, no, you can. Because I'm not sure Manju knew about that in terms of how it is. So you can ask any other
Characters. And the one more thing, there's no good guys, there's no bad guys in the series. Everything is the situation driven to if he can be good, he can be bad.
Okay.
So that's the best part to the web series is Dhahanam. So I can't say anyone villain, hero, heroine, all the characters. So depending on the situation, they behave.
I met, he doesn't talk. You know, but he just shows it in his actions and not in his talking.
సార్ యాక్చువల్లీ ప్రతి బర్త్డేకి కొంతమంది కొన్ని యాడ్ చేసుకుంటూ ఉంటారు. మా ఆర్జీవి సార్ ఈ బర్త్డే తర్వాత ఇంకా ఏమేమి యాడ్ చేయబోతున్నారు లైఫ్లో?
ఇంకో సంవత్సరం యాడ్ చేసుకున్నాం సార్. ఈ బర్త్డే చావుకి కొంచెం దగ్గరికి వెళ్తున్నారని నా ఫీలింగ్.
రాంగ్ క్వశ్చన్ వేసాను సార్, సారీ.
Hey everybody, this is me Noel. Please like, share and subscribe to Mirror TV.